claim to have Jewish, Israelite, and most likely Edomite blood, whether he's white-skinned Edomite like Hitler was, or the darker-skinned Edomite race such as those who claim to be Jews today. So don't let that fool you, whether, if he's got white skin or dark skin, he's claiming to be Jew. Don't think it's got to be, don't lock yourself in a corner, put yourself in a box expecting things to happen one particular way. Hitler had Edomite blood, he had Jewish blood. And so he very well could have, we know he was a beast, he was an Antichrist in his own right. The Lord said there would be many Antichrists. And of course we're looking for the final, most notorious one to come as the Antichrist. So it could be white or it can be a dark skin. I don't say this to be racial. I'm just trying to prepare people not to disregard something just because it doesn't fit into your own molded opinions or the things that you're expecting to happen. The Edomites themselves have mingled in all the races today, Russian, America, Europe, Israel itself. They're mingled everywhere because the Edomites today are the Illuminati. They're the Illuminati bloodlines. The symbolism of the current dead pope being displayed so people could see his shoes meant that he was subservient to the New World Order. It was the Pope himself who called for a New World Order several years ago. He wasn't a victim of it. He was a player of it, an instigator, an implementer of it. In January 1st, 2004, he was welcoming in a New World Order. We heard it from George Bush back in 1991. And then last year in 2004, the Pope did the same thing. So he was a New World Order player. In the book of Revelation, the second beast has two horns like a lamb. Horns represent power and authority. And this one has two, which means he has dual authority. The phrase, like a lamb, suggests he is religious. Only this one speaks like a dragon. He is a messenger of Satan's. He is not a real lamb of Yahweh's. He is a wolf. He does not worship Yahweh. He worships Lucifer. And so just step back and look at this, and then you know that the Illuminati has already designated that the Pope become this false prophet prophesied in the Bible. I don't know how much clearer it gets that the whole Catholic religion is nothing but an arm of Satanism, because that's all it's always been. This last Pope did more to bringing in the New World Order and setting up the New World Order than any previous Pope before him. Even everything about his death was symbolic. I'm waiting for Cutting Edge to come out with articles on that, detailing and describing, because I really don't understand all of these occultic symbols. And a couple of things that were curious about the whole thing was the T and the M that was on his coffin. And what was the T and the M? We know the T was supposed to be the cross. Not that it looked like one. Because underneath, one of the arms of the cross was extended, and underneath it was the letter M. So if anybody knows what that was, call me in with that, because something that grabbed my attention, and everything about it was very meticulously occultic, detailed, and I just don't have the specifics on the occultics because I'm not into that area. So I've been waiting for Cutting Edge to come out with it, and they've come out with quite a few things detailing how the whole thing was occultic. But once it reaches the archives and you don't have to pay for the information, then it becomes more available. In verses 12 and 13, it says, "And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and he causeth the earth to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he exercises all the power the first beast ruler has, and he takes over the global government." He not only takes over the global government, he takes over an enforced global religion. He has two horns, which signifies dual authority. At this point, he has control of the entire world in both religious and political areas. In essence, he rules over and gets this authority to do so by the first beast and by Lucifer. He deceives the world by being able to produce great miracles. And, he makes fire come down from the sky, just as Elisha did. Can't say what kind of fire that is. But it's good enough to where he deceives millions, perhaps billions of people into believing he's God. In fact, the Bible says he deceives those living on the earth. And deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And this is where he gets to erect an image of the first beast. And this would be some kind of monument or statue. And then he's able to give life to it, and of course we know it's a facade where this image seems to move and breathe. But the false prophet is going to have most of the authority. You look at the two beasts in Revelation and the different roles. And he seems to be the dominant one with all the authority. He's controlling both world religion, both world politics, religion and politics, combining both roles into himself. And he can enforce the death of anyone who doesn't worship this image that he erects as to worship the Antichrist as God. And who's going to be working with him? We've already seen it here in America, that it will be FEMA that steps in and enforces the fact that people are worshiping this image. So FEMA will be fulfilling that role here under Homeland Security. And so I don't know if it actually will be. Obviously, if Sananda or one of these other beasts comes, then we wouldn't see the fulfilling of the Illuminati's plans. We would see the fulfilling of, the Omegans' plans. Yeah.
You have a caller?
All right, go ahead and let him on.
Hi, sir. It's Josh.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm hanging in. How are you doing?
That's good. I'm doing fine. The M that was on that book for the Pope was for Mary.
For Mary?
Mm-hmm. That's what they said.
That's what they said?
They said he loved his beloved Mary, so,
Yeah, because I noticed they had a regular cross. It was extended. The one arm of the cross was extended over to the right, and then there was an M underneath it.
Yeah, and
it was like a TM, trademark.
Yeah. When they were showing the foul of the Pope sitting on like a chair, like a throne that you have like on your site, and you see the upside down cross.
Yeah.
I saw it for myself on TV. I was like, I don't believe this. Is people blind?
And you know what their excuse is, these Catholics that are so brainwashed and deceived by the whole thing? They will say that the upside-down cross represents Peter because he was too unworthy to die. Because when they hung him on the cross, he preferred to be upside down. Well, who are they representing, the Lord or Peter?
Yeah, I know.
Who are they worshiping? The Lord or Peter? And so it's ridiculous. If they're supposed to be representatives of Christ on earth, why display an upside-down cross? We all know it's a satanic and occultic symbol. So, yeah, I'm dying to hear more about these occultic symbols and stuff that I've got something here on the coffin itself, why they used a trapezoid-type coffin.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting. And, of course, that was occultic. Everything's occultic. You just can't always explain it.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if see Sananda come on in on the 11th, because, the 11th is supposed to be a satanic number, too. Well,
these Sananda freaks don't work with the Illuminati.
Oh, okay.
They're separate, and they're threatening to come in on the 15th. They've told their followers if they owe the IRS money not to pay it.
Oh, my.
And so what are they going to do if April 15th comes and goes? We'll just have fun, because sooner or later you got to think that these people that channel these beings have to wake up and realize how many false times and how many false prophecies they've declared themselves through these beings over the years. Oh, we're coming on this date, we're coming on that date, and they never show up.
Yeah, and the Catholics, I hate beating them down, but, they don't believe in revelations. Just like I saw an ad for a television show was talking about revelations. So, God's trying to wake up his people that revelations will occur.
Yeah, well, that's because they got to hide that second role beast, because the Illuminati well believes in it. They follow it to a T. They understand it very well. And of course, anybody in Catholicism